I've been wanting to buy this truck and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership. Well, Raritan's of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go, it looks like it's here right now, I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Raritan's of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Raritan's of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
We are at the Jackson High School Gymnasium, Mill Creek, and we're ready for some Western Conference 4A boys basketball here on a Friday night. It's the Monroe Bearcats and the Jackson Timberwolves. Hello, everybody. Tom Lafferty along with Alex Clausius tonight here in Mill Creek for Jackson and Monroe. And, Alex, let's talk about these two teams. First, the Jackson Timberwolves. What else do you need to know? 10-0 in league play.
Exactly. They've been really impressing. They were going to be the top team going in after graduating. A lot of seniors last year, but those juniors really stepped up like Liddell and Olsen, and they're still carrying that team. And so it's great to see them 10-0 and living up to the hype. But, of course, Wednesday next week is the Glacier Peak game, but you don't want to get too far ahead with this Monroe team coming out this Friday.
And speaking of Monroe and the standings, the dreaded line comes out.
Ooh,
and
yeah,
you got to finish. You got to finish above that line, and so far they're one notch below that dreaded line of demarcation, whether or not you're going to make or not make the playoffs.
Exactly, but Monroe, I mean, you're only one game back, Kamiak, right there, and there's still 4 more games left in the season when you have Efton Chisholm III, who just put up 39 points last Wednesday. You always got a shot. I always love seeing a guy like that who can go get buckets right there, a little bit of a microwave, as I like to call him over here. So.
Well, and if you look at the remaining schedule for the Monroe Bearcats, they have Jackson tonight, then they play Kamiak.
Exactly, that's equally as big as game in some cases to Jackson Glacier Peak, just get into that playoff spot, and just you want to get into the tournament because you never know what happens. It's all about getting hot at the right time.
And then they play Lake Stevens and Cascade to round out the regular season, the two bottom feeders of the Wesco 4A.
Exactly. They put themselves in a pretty good position with those last 2 games, but ultimately you never want to take anything for granted when it comes to this Wesco basketball. You got to come in each day, game after game, and give it your best shot. And
you mentioned Glacier Peak and Jackson. They play on Wednesday also here on STSPN. Then they have Friday, a week from today, against Cascade, and then a very much improved Mount Vernon Bulldogs team.
Exactly. We liked seeing them a couple weeks ago when they played against Glacier Peak, so that's not going to be a tough or not an easy game for Jackson in the meantime. So you want to make sure you stay focused and try to get to that. It always go or be great if you go undefeated in Wesco play. That's an ultimate goal that I'm sure they would love to succeed with.
And the other thing that Jackson's got to look at in the fact of the teams that they're playing is that all-important RPI number. Right now it's 7, which keeps you in that you're going to be hosting whatever happens down the road, but you're playing – you don't get much credit when you're playing a team that's not very good.
Exactly, but ultimately you got to go out and get that win because it hurts you a lot more if you lose than if you do win. So you just want to make sure you keep on winning those games because ultimately you want to get that #1 seed going into that Wesco tournament because it's hosted here at Jackson. You'd always like to play on your own court.
You want to play on your home court. So it's the Jackson Timberwolves and the Monroe Bearcats getting set for the introduction of the starting lineups. Steve Johnson, it just says year after year after year, and we kind of joked after a few years, fresh out of Kingma's and Todd's, who kind of led the way for the Jackson Timberwolves. Here he is without a real big, huge star.
Exactly, but I think they just have so many guys that are above average to slightly above average that are just playing really well as a team. And when you can sprinkle Liddell and then Cyril's can go off for 20 points and he's a good athlete, really long athlete. Then you have Ben Olsen, who's that senior point guard has that big leadership role. And then you have the 2 big guys in Capone and then Vigovich as well. So it's a lot of all-around talent that makes this team really go.
They're having a hard time with the microphone. Maybe the batteries are dead or whatever for the introduction of the lineup. So we're going to step aside, and when we come back, we'll have a look at the starting lineups and get set for tonight's opening tip-off. The Bearcats and the Timberwolves. It's Monroe against Jackson right here on STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Everett Greenway in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks. As a leading builder of new homes and commercial properties in Western Washington, Gamut 360 Holdings has built a reputation for honest communication, exceptional customer service, and superior craftsmanship since 2003. Our 360-degree construction approach guarantees each project is designed and built with you in mind, matching first-class materials with the highest of construction standards. From the planning stages to the final walkthroughs, Gamut 360 delivers trusted, sustainable investments that exceed owner expectations and transform Northwest neighborhoods. Gamut 360. Design, create, inspire.
We're getting set for the opening lineups here at Jackson High School. Tom Lafferty along with Alex Clausius here on STSPN.com as we're getting ready for a Friday night of basketball in Mill Creek. And we're going to have the introduction of the lineups, and we'll start with the Monroe Bearcats, Efton Chisholm III, the 5'10 junior. In fact, Alex, you mentioned as we were talking off air, not a senior among the on the roster for Monroe.
And I always have this problem, Tom. I always look ahead a little bit too much than really in the present, but it's one of those things when you have Chisholm and Thompson, and I remember Sam Olson seeing him as a freshman last year, just that nucleus of young talent. So hopefully they take that next step up here in Westco coming up in 2020.
So Efton Chisholm, a 5'10 junior. McLean Thompson, a 6'2 junior. Matthias Aguera, a 5'10 sophomore. Blake Rybar, a 6-foot junior, and Jacob Lincoln, a 6'3 sophomore. So 3 juniors and 2 sophomores, or did I miscount? Maybe it's 3.
You got to carry the 7.
Yeah, in the starting lineup for Coach Ben Williams and the Monroe Bearcats. For the Jackson Timberwolves, number 0, Christian Liddell, 6'2 senior. Jesse Hoybe, a 6'1 junior. Jalen Searles, a 6'6 junior. Carter Korab, a 6'5 sophomore. And Joe Capone, a 6'4 senior. So a little more kind of a standard with a couple of seniors, a sophomore, and 2 juniors.
Exactly. And one thing I was looking at, Tom, you were fortunate enough to kind of do their last 8 games and all the scoring on what we could find. And it just, the thing that jumps off the page is the balanced scoring attack. Liddell with 16 points a game, but then right behind him, Olsen with 12, Searles with 11, Bigovich with 11, and then Capone with 8, and Hoybe with 7. It's so hard for, especially on the high school level, to guard so many different players who can go off for 15 to 20 points a night. So
these two teams met earlier in the year back on the 21st of December, and Jackson won at 74-59. We'll take a break and come back with tonight's opening tip-off and game action. It's the Jackson Timberwolves and the Monroe Bearcats right here on STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
And singing of our national anthem here at Jackson High School. The officials tonight, Aaron Keller, Steve Allison, and John Leander. and we're ready to go. Ready for some basketball here on a Friday night. And I would think, just looking at these two teams coming in, the way to Monroe has to get off to a quick start.
You got to get off to a quick start. You always have to get on a quick start if you're on the road, too. It's so tough to come back, and ultimately with Jackson being 10-0 and everything like that, it's going to be really tough to play with them for – you got to catch them on a bad night, honestly. So if you can play your best, catch them on a bad night, it could turn out to be a really good game.
Tonight's game brought to you by Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens. They will help you find what you're looking for. Owners Greg and Christine Egelstad are all about serving their customers and their community. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 to Lake Stevens and on Evergreen Way in Everett. Ball in the air, and here we go. Underway, and Jackson will get it, and some early offense, and right down, and first right off the bat, it's Jalen Searles.
I blinked twice. I think that's what was in between, but that's such a good athletic move right there by Searles, just gliding to the basket for an easy 2.
So 6 seconds in, that's how long it took him to get down there, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Jackson Timberwolves here in the early going. And here's a turnover by Monroe, and Jackson will get it right back. Jackson, the home team tonight, in their white uniforms with a dark green trim, and moving to our left as Jesse Hoiby will bring it out of back court. Top of the key, Capone. Little up fake there, and then a pull-up jumper that won't go for Korab. And they're going to say the ball went out of bounds. And so last touch by Jackson. So Monroe will have it. Monroe in the black uniforms. It's a traveling team tonight with orange numbers and letters and white trim, moving from left to right, and full court pressure here by the Jackson Timberwolves.
I want to see how this height really challenges Monroe, too, because they don't really have a guy above 6'2", maybe 6'3", and Jackson's got some big guys out there.
Guerra with the ball to Chisholm as they work around the perimeter for an outside 3 ball that won't go. Missed by McLean Thompson, and the rebound grabbed down by Jackson. Baseline, Liddell. I thought he was going to take a shot, but he kicked the pass out, then looking for a screen kind of on the opposite side. So he'll take one anyway, kind of floats one up from 8 feet away, and Christian Liddell gives Jackson a 4-0 lead.
Just the big thing that I know about Christian Liddell, so smooth with the ball, just looks so effortless.
Now Monroe with it. Chisholm, top of the key. 3 ball. Nope, offline. And another rebound grabbed down by Jackson. That time Liddell brings it down. Capone back to the basket. Faces. Fires from 8. No. And the rebound there by Rybar, but then back up off the steal and in and 1 here for Jackson. Running away with it here in the early going.
When maybe we jinxed him with the whole fast start talk, because fast start for the Jackson Timberwolves, probably not what Coach Ben Williams wanted, hence the quick timeout. The
quick timeout by the Bearcats, and we step aside with 6:22 to go in the opening quarter. It's Timberwolves 6 and Monroe yet to score. We'll be right back.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200+ national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Jesse Hoiby will shoot 1, trying to complete the 3-point play for Jackson off the foul. Misses it. The foul had been whistled on Rybar, his first, and the first team foul. Now Chisholm down. Kind of been a one-man. He's taken a couple of shots here, but he's going to need some help. Efton Chisholm will go to the free throw line. The foul is going to be whistled here on Carter Korab, his first team on Jackson. First points? Yes. For Jackson, with Efton Chisholm the third at the stripe. And he will get 1 more. It's a both 6-2 ball game. Hoiby will bring it up. Korab now to Capone, kind of hip-hop move through the lane. They're going to call the offensive foul. They're going to call the foul. I think it's going to be on Hoiby. No, it's going to be on Capone. All right. It will be on Joe Capone, picks up the foul. His first, second team, and baseline out of bounds for Monroe.
One thing that's really standing out to me, Tom, the student section for Jackson, they're not even standing up. What is this, study hall?
Yeah, they're kind of sitting on their hands, aren't they?
It was a Halloween costume. I love the spirit over there, but hey, guys, we're playing a ball game over here.
Capone picks up his second straight foul in a row, and he's going to bring somebody off the bench. Efton Chisholm was the intended receiver on that long pass downfield, but incomplete.
Yeah, incomplete. That was a few months ago for us.
Yeah, incomplete, but they called the defensive pass interference, though, so that hence the out-of-bounds play for Monroe. Bigovich will check in now. He's been injured much of the year, or out of the lineup much of the year, but he's back.
They're really going to need his height going into this Wesco tournament, leading in hopefully to the state tournament as well.
Remember, the Western Conference combines with the KingCo in the West King District Tournament. Chisholm off the glass, yes. Efton Chisholm the third off the window and in.
He's crafty and quick at the same time, and those are just two deadly combinations when you get that close to the rim.
Yeah, we saw him play football excellently as a freshman. He was a pretty good football player. And he's a junior now, and he got all 5 points. And Jackson up by 6 at one point, up by 1 now. It's been a long time since they put one into the hoop. Liddell will try to answer that as he's got the basketball. Swing it over to Searles. Got a Hoiby, little step through move, close off there by good defense. That's got to be either travel or 3 seconds. He was going to get one of them because he kind of got stuck right there in the middle of the key.
The one thing for Monroe is they're gaining a little bit of confidence right there, and that's what Jackson, that's what you do not want to do. The longer they stick around, the more likely they think they're going to win. So
Monroe, a chance to take the lead here on this possession. Chisholm's got all 5 points, got up fakes for a 3, but he'll take a 2 and he'll put it in, and it will give the Monroe Bearcats their first lead in the ball game. Here, our first lead change in the game. Now Jackson down by 1 at 7-6. Here's Bigovich with an outside 2 ball. That was a 2 inside the line. Now kind of a tough time getting the ball inbounded here as Jackson in the full court pressure.
Would you be bummed if I go get some popcorn if I'm going to see Chisholm score this whole time? Need a popcorn for the show.
Give it down low to Jacob Lincoln with the bucket. And it's back to a lead for the Monroe Bearcats. Outside shot won't go. Looked nice by Jalen Searles. He kind of admired it as it sailed away. And Chisholm grabs the rebound, brings it up. They'll work the perimeter for an outside 3. That won't go. Long outside 3 ball that time by Guerra would not go. Rebound controlled by the Jackson Timberwolves. Bad pass. Nice idea, bad pass. Chisholm has it, go in, around, puts it up off the glass, too hard. Probably might have waited for help there because he came through and kind of tried to underhand it.
Or at least go at Liddell and try to get the contact to go back to the free throw line, which he is 3 for 3 for the day.
9-8 Monroe. Outside 3, rims off, no. Liddell with the miss. And another rebound here for Monroe. They picked up the rebounding totals here in the second half of this first quarter. Efton Chisholm the third with it at the left wing. As they work the perimeter around the right side to Guerra. Now Chisholm again turns, face and fire. No for 3, but a nice rebound there. Offensive board and 1 coming up. Nicely done there by Jacob Lincoln. Got the rebound and put it right back up and in.
We did the game with KRKO on Wednesday for the Marysville Pilchuck and Arlington game, which was a great game, but we were with John Brockman on the color, and he said offensive rebounding, being at the right place at the right time, you never know what's going to happen.
And we'll take a break with a timeout now called by Jackson. 3:30 to go, opening quarter, a 3-point lead for Monroe. 11-8 over Jackson. More coming back on STSPN.com.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Ben Olson, who did not start, is now on the floor for Jackson. And at the free throw line for the Bearcats is Jacob Lincoln, the 6'3 sophomore. And he'll complete the 3-point play, and that's the biggest lead of the game for Monroe. Jackson led by 6. Monroe leads by 4 right now at 12-8. They disallowed the substitution, so they'll wait till the next dead ball. I think it was their tardy. So Jackson with it. Olsen. Bigovich looking for Liddell. Couldn't find it, but the ball was knocked out of bounds. Blake Rybar got a quick hand in there.
Jackson going a little bit smaller, taking out Bigovich and putting in Kevin Hahn.
Here's a bad pass. It's going to be intercepted here by the Bearcats. Guerra.
Oh.
And that's going to be a travel. I don't think he was expecting the pass to get there, and he tried to make an athletic move, and it wasn't going to work.
You can definitely tell the offense is centered around Chisholm and where he's at. So any other contribution by the guys, and of course with Chisholm, that's going to have to lead to a Jackson victory here, or for a Monroe victory over Jackson tonight.
They lead it by 4. Timberwolves with it. Korab. Work it to Hahn. Now down low. Fadeaway no for Searles. Chisholm with the board for Monroe. Leading by 4. As they'll work it around to Chisholm again at the left wing. To the baseline they go. Lay in, up, no. And the rebound by Liddell. Outlet pass up the floor to Searles. And alertly.
Very heady play right there to throw it off the Monroe Bearcats' knee. I want to see Searles get a little bit more involved. He had that three-pointer, but he started the game with that nice gliding layup. So I'd love to see him get a couple more touches.
Top of the key. Hahn to Searles. Hahn again. Down low, off the glass and in. They worked it nicely, and Korab got the bucket. 12-10 the score. The lead for Monroe. Bearcats with it. Moving to our right in the black uniforms. That's Chisholm is going to be called for the foul. And Ben Olsen, he says, they kind of hug it out. It's like, okay.
Football season was a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago.
I can guarantee you he hit, those two guys have run into each other before. And I'm not talking about the drive-through at the Starbucks. Here's a little runner by Searle. That's nicely done right there.
Great soft touch. Oh, I think they're waiting for the 10-point, the 12-point mark.
Now with a 12-point, 12-12 the score. Now here comes Jackson. Just why a dozen?
Must be a hit team thing.
It's what the kids are doing nowadays.
Exactly.
Foul's going to be called. And they will whistle this one on Carter Korab. His second personal foul. 6th team foul on the Timberwolves. Just 2 on the Bearcats, so that'll put him in the bonus now. 1 more foul could be an interesting development there. Jacob Lincoln at the line. Now they're making noise over there. First free throw good.
They've gotten some good minutes out of Lincoln. He had that nice and one off the offensive rebound, and hopefully hitting this other free throw right here. And anything to help Chisholm out, and of course the overall Monroe Bearcats, huge for him. Jinxed him.
Yep, wouldn't go. The lead is 1, 13-12. Olsen. Hahn has it. To Searles. Liddell wide open. You could have hit that one.
I don't know.
There wasn't a defender within 20 feet of him.
Liddell has such a great touch from the perimeter. When he gets hot, man, he can get real hot.
Jackson back to the lead at 15-13. Chisholm to the baseline. Kicks it out for a 3 ball. Will it go? It will. Well, rattled and then it went through. McLean Thompson give the assist to Efton Chisholm the third. And back to the lead for Monroe. Liddell, 1 minute to play in the first quarter. Olsen over to the right side. Long outside 3 ball. Won't go for Korab. Hahn didn't know it went off his back, and Chisholm will take it. Bring it up the floor. They don't have numbers, but he'll fade away one that won't go, and the rebound by Searles. He dribbles it out of backcourt himself. 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Olsen outside for a 3. And back to a Jackson lead. 5 lead changes in this ball game so far.
And it just goes back to the point that I mentioned earlier, Tom. So many scorers out there, so many guys that can hurt you, whether it's Searles or Liddell with that 3 or Olsen with that 3 right there. So it's going to be really tough to beat this Jackson team.
The shot clock is dead. They'll wait for 1 shot with Efton Chisholm. being taunted there by the fans on the far side. Down to 7, down to 6. As Chisholm goes in off the glass too hard, no good. Will time elapse? Well, it will, as Jackson won't get a shot off. So we will take a break at the end of the first quarter. Our score of the home standing, Jackson Timberwolves 18, the Monroe Bearcats 16. Second quarter coming up right here at STSBN.com.
As records tumbled and enemies cried, came the birth of a legend. But we did not sleep. We did not rest. With knowledge gained and lessons learned, a legend was born to search and destroy. Respect the beast, but don't wake the monster.
The Monroe Bearcats and the Jackson Timberwolves in Wesco 4A basketball. Welcome back. Tom Lafferty along with Alex Clausius. Again, the officials, Aaron Keller, Steve Allison, John Leander. And Monroe with it, going in, laying up, good for Efton Chisholm III. And we are tied for the second time in the ball game. It's an 18-18 score.
What a great back cut. What a great play driven up by Coach Williams right here at the quarter break, because that was beautiful.
Hahn inside, thinks better of it, has no numbers. As they're kind of the rest of his teammates working the perimeter. Outside shot no good by Searles, who gets it. It's going to be kept alive by Jackson. Olsen going in, trying for the slam was Jalen Searles. He'll go to the free throw line. Missed the dunk, though.
Anytime you see a dunk in a high school game, though, I was hoping that was going to go in. With the contact, this place would have erupted.
Yeah, Blake Rybar with the foul. Mentioned doing the Marysville-Pilchuck-Arlington game the other night. The over-under on it was 4.5 dunks. We saw no dunks.
Exactly. It's so tough to get on also Battle had that cut on his eye for the third quarter, so he was out for there. But Jalen Searles, man, he's a freak athlete out there. He's so long and lanky and just has that natural athleticism that you love to see.
And he hits both free throws, makes it 20-18, 40 seconds into the second quarter. Efton Chisholm brings it up. He'll be met there by Liddell. Splits a bunch of defenders, goes in, then kind of scoops it off the glass too hard. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Monroe. It'll be Jackson basketball. So T-Wolves leading it by 2. They're in the second quarter. The number 7 ranked team in the state of Washington. Bounce pass underneath, not expecting it. Olsen, a no-look pass. So much of a no-look pass that Isaac Grayson had no idea it was coming to him.
I had no idea it was coming over here, and I could see where Olsen kind of was looking.
So still full court pressure by Jackson. Monroe will bring it up. Guerra. Steal. Searles almost had it. Who's got it? Olsen does. He'll give it off to Hahn. He splits the defense and gets fouled on the way in. There was a couple of athletic moves there, starting with the near steal, or it was a steal. It was a knockaway there by Jalen Searles.
Olsen was looking for Searles on that fast break because he wanted the highlight reel dunk, and then Hahn ended up with it. But, yeah, he's going to go 2 points, no matter whether you dunk it or you get 2 from the line.
So Searles with that steal. Hahn at the free throw line. The foul was on Guerra, his first and the 4th team foul on Monroe. And Grayson will go back to the bench. As Joe Capone checks back in for the Timberwolves. Both free throws good. The lead is 4. Jackson's led by as much as 6 in this ball game. Monroe is led by as much as 4. As they're looking to pass it, but it's going to be stolen by Capone going in. Olsen too hard. He was going to go for a I don't think Steve Johnson's happy about that one. Here's a long outside shot that won't go. a miss there by McLean Thompson and a foul call.
That was unreal. I actually thought that was going to go down. You know they've been practicing that.
Oh, sure.
Coach Steve Johnson right there. That's not going to be a fun time in a film review. Not at all. Especially when you're only up 4 points. If you're up 14 or something like that, we'll see how it goes. But
yeah, if they end up winning by 24, that'll be kind of be pushed to the back. Hey, guys, let's not do that in the first half if we're still close. But it all works because Jackson has the ball. Olsen has it for a three. It's going to be offline. Saw that from here. Searles goes high in the air, keeps the ball alive. Olsen was coming out with it, but they're going to call an undercut, I think. And the foul will be on Jacob Lincoln. His first 15. Timberwolves will throw it in. Olsen to Hahn. That's Capone, and gets fouled. Working down to the big guy and start drawing fouls on the Bearcats. I think this is going to be Blake Fodge who's going to pick up this one. His first. Now team fouls all even at 6 apiece, so bonus the rest of the way for both teams in this first half, of which there's 5:58 to go, and Joe Capone at the stripe.
Monroe went to a 2-3 zone right there, try to protect the paint a little bit more, but Capone just locked down Fodge right down low, and there's no 2-3 zone if he is that great of a steal move on you to get an easy trip to the free throw line.
Fodge will sit down. Matthias Guerra checks back in. Capone misses the next one. The lead is 5 for Jackson. Guerra brings it up. Guerra gets it back. Now Chisholm kind of looked at a three and said his teammate will take a three outside left and won't go for McLean Thompson. And the rebound controlled by Jackson. Wide open. Three, no. Rims off, no good by Liddell. Kept alive by Capone. They'll re-rack the offense. Little lob underneath. Oh, they're going to call a push-off foul here.
Capone was trying to go up for the alley-oop and push Chisholm right in the back to try to get a better angle and get up a little bit higher.
Olsen was just dumping it down low, not really going for the alley-oop, but just kind of a alley-oop, kind of a pass down low.
Trying to use the height for the advantage, and that's Capone's 3rd foul in this first half.
And he will sit down, the 7th team foul, but no shots there off the offensive foul. So Monroe with the basketball, down by 5. They don't want it to get out of hand here this latter part of this first half. 5:11 to go. Little scoop lay-in. Missed on the lay-in there by Matthias Guerra, but the follow-up is good, and it's 23-20. Liddell, Searles, tried to bank it in, no good. Bigovich is there. He got the offensive rebound. He'll have to earn him at the free throw line.
It's crazy. If Jackson, I mentioned it before a few times, they just have a revolving door on that bench where they can bring in 3 guys that are 6'5", 6'6", and then, of course, you have the guards where you have Hahn and Hoiby and Olsen and Liddell, too. So it's just so nice to have a deep team where Monroe, they're a little bit winded, and it's tough to bring in a guy that can really guard, and so they're really taking advantage of that low post game and around the basket.
First free throw is good, 4:49 to go. Next one, good. So Monroe looking. Finally they get it in. Guerra will bring it up. Met there by Olsen in the defense as they work the perimeter here. To Thompson, now to Fodge. So work it right side, little spin move, and it can be blocked. Blocked out of there by Bigovich, and the outlet pass up the floor. It goes to Liddell. Bounce pass to Searles. Now to Bigovich going in. Went high in the air. He goes to the ground. Got bodies on the ground all over the place. And are they going to get...
I think it was our mysterious number 4 with the block. The reason...
Oh, no.
Ooh, on Chisholm, that's his number 2.
Wow. Chisholm picks up his second, as you said. Free throw here for Bigovich.
4. Yep, they're correcting right now.
Oh, 4. Okay.
And the reason that was not a charge is he was so right under the basket in that imaginary arc area right there. So that was the block, not the charge call.
Seems like Monroe, they're just not going to let him they're not going to give him a clean path.
Right.
Doesn't matter how big you are.
Exactly.
Yeah, just step in somebody's way. At least disrupt things a little bit.
Make them earn it.
26-20. So Jackson equals their biggest lead with 4:17 to go in the first half. Chisholm, he'll get it down low. Got it to Lincoln, but then he couldn't handle it, but the ball was knocked out of bounds. So Monroe retains possession of front court with 22 on the shot clock.
That was a great screen and roll right there. You can't be mad for Ben Williams. Just a lot of trees to fight down there with Jackson's tall guys.
You got the D up chant. Matthias Guerra.
Tom likes that.
I don't like it. Here's Chisholm, a little hip-hop move through, and then Searles goes up and just swats it out of there. Get it out of here. They're going to call a foul. They're not going to get Searles, I don't think, are they? No. They're going to get Hoiby for the foul. It was a clean block there by Searles. Like you said, freaky athlete.
Exactly. Long. Those arms, it feels like you can go sideline to sideline. Just for the wingspan.
The 6'6" junior. First free throw good. Next one also. The lead is 4, 26-22.
Did you say it was Halloween night?
It looks like it's Halloween. We got a couple of chickens. We got a full teddy bear suit over there.
Oh, we do have a teddy bear.
Cowboy.
I saw some tie-dye.
I saw a sombrero up there, and I can't remember what those blankets are called.
Blanket?
It's a blanket.
Snuggie.
Bodies on the floor. Liddell put up a shot. He got knocked down, but the guy that knocked him down knocked himself down. Monroe with the basketball. Floater. Won't go for Guerra. Put back, no. As Lincoln is denied. Up the floor. Searles gets it back, dumps it down to Bigovic, puts it up, no good, foul call. Searles somehow was going left. He turned back around right and got a handle on the basketball to get it to Bigovic, and now he'll go to the free throw line.
Great look for him right there with Bigovic cutting down the lane, because Searles kind of was in that situation of I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. I'm a little bit too far under the basket, so a good cut by Bigovic.
First one no good. 3:15 to go in the first half, 26-22. Timberwolves on their home floor with the lead.
You know, how frustrating is that if somebody's just reaching up and taking the ball away from you every time you're taking it off the board, you know what I mean?
That's that high to Jackson right there.
Oh, man.
Monroe with the basketball. That's Guerra. Gets it. Nice pass by Guerra. Beautiful bounce pass down there. Jacob Lincoln, the recipient and the bucket. It's up and in.
Lincoln's giving him some great minutes at 6'3", the sophomore. Great job down low with his cuts.
Now Jackson leading by 3, 27-24, 2:43 to go in the half. Liddell with it, spins away from the defense and says, thank you very much, and gets the lay-in. Now look, quick spin on a dime to put it up and rid himself of the defender, or the would-be defender. Guerra on the dribble. Corner 3, air ball. That's a miss there by Dylan Gendron. And another rebound for Jackson. Little underhand, nice pass by Hoiby. Little underhanded pass to Searles for the bucket. And the lead is 7 points. Biggest lead of the game for Jackson. Chisholm tries to answer on the other end. He puts up an air ball. Searles grabs another rebound. Olsen back to Searles. Well, I thought he wasn't going to be able to handle it. He did. He saved him going out of bounds. Liddell at the left corner now. Are they going to dump it down low to Bigovic? They do. Off the glass, won't go. And rebound, Chisholm brings it down. 1 on 3, goes in, laying no good. And Liddell right there to grab the rebound. Outlet pass goes up the floor, down for a one-handed slam. They're bound and determined to do the alley-oop.
The alley-oop has been, I think it was on the guys' #1 checklist. I don't know if Steve Johnson's right there in the same boat with them because, especially with Monroe, they're sticking around. It feels like Jackson could be up by 15, 20 points. They're only down by 7, Monroe is, so they're doing a great job in competing this first half.
I have a feeling there's going to be some laps on Monday.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You know, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. You know, hey, let's go out there and have fun, and let's do this. And
it keeps the team.
They're 10-0.
Yeah, exactly. They're doing something right.
Free throw, first one is good for Guerra. The foul had been called on Hoiby, his second. Both teams at 9 team fouls. Jackson's only loss, they lost to Marysville Pilchuck 61-57, lost to Meadowdale inexplicably 49-47. They lost to Central Valley by 9. You're going to lose to a greater Spokane League team. That's okay. A team that they'll probably see, they'd like to see down the road, maybe down the road about 60 miles in the woodshed. Rattle out, no good. Foul's going to be called. Well, that's a late whistle.
Yep, and that's Chisholm. Liddell tried to land, and you have to make sure the landing's unobstructed, and you have to make sure you land on your 2 feet, and Chisholm clipped him with his knee going by, so that's his 3rd foul, too.
No, I think it's his second. They took
the
one
other
away.
one away. They took the other one away. That's why we keep you around.
Second personal, yep. They're just double-checking it down on the bench. First free throw, no good. They didn't show the foul, but I think they didn't because the scoreboard keeps track of it. And they probably Bill Sarstad's going to figure out how to take a -1 foul off. Next free throw, good. He's going to get another because he'll get 3. So Jackson equaling their biggest lead of the game, 7. Could be 8 here with this free throw. Nope. Won't go, and Gendron grabs the rebound with 1:09 to play in the half.
If I'm Monroe, I'm slowing it down, trying to get a really good shot to really keep this lead into single digits going into halftime.
Guerra, outside 3.
What do I know, though?
Bang, down it goes. That's why we keep you around for entertainment purposes.
Exactly.
Bigovich down low off the window. That's just a power move. That's a power move by a big guy down low.
It's great to see him being physical, coming back from injury, too.
And a whistle. And, wow. The official made that call from the Lowe's parking lot down here from way away. And Aaron Keller, his partner, was saying, I didn't have it.
That funny, Cyril's turned around, looked at him, and he just nodded, yeah, it's you.
They're deciding who's shooting.
My hand's been up the whole time since they've been trying to figure it out. I'm down to get out there.
So Chisholm at the free throw line. The foul was on Searles, his first. And EC3 with the first free throw, good. Pulls them to within 5 at 34-29 with 38 seconds to go.
Monroe sticking in this game, Tom. One of my Cardinal sins, they're making their free throws.
There you go. Blasted another one through there. They'll pull Chisholm out the final 38 seconds to not pick up another foul. And here comes Jackson. Hoiby yelling over to coach. About 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock, so they'll play for 1. Olsen, Hoiby, playing catch with it. 14 to shoot. Liddell, Hoiby again, 9 to shoot. Liddell, now corner 3, settles in and drops through by Nick Sysom, the outside sniper. Now Guerra with a runner that won't go, and we have reached halftime here at Jackson High School. Our score at the half is the Jackson Timberwolves 37, the Monroe Bearcats 30. And we'll come back. Second half coming up here, right here on STSPN.com.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's. McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington.
You know how I've been wanting to buy this truck and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership? Well, Raritan's of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go, it looks like it's here right now, I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Raritan's of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Raritan's of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Evergreen Way in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
As records tumbled and enemies cried, came the birth of a legend. But we did not sleep. We did not rest. With knowledge gained and lessons learned, a legend was born to search and destroy. Respect the beast, but don't wake the monster.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
You know how I've been wanting to buy this truck and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership? Well, Rairdens of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go, it looks like it's here right now, I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Rairdens of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Rairdens of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Everett Greenway in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
As records tumbled and enemies cried, came the birth of a legend. But we did not sleep. We did not rest. With knowledge gained and lessons learned, a legend was born to search and destroy. Respect the beast, but don't wake the monster.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money.
Welcome back here to Jackson High School, where the Jackson Timberwolves on their home floor leading the Monroe Bearcats 37-30 at half. Tom Lafferty along with Alex Clausius. And Alex, you have a look at some of the numbers.
Exactly. Courtesy of Ryan Simmons, the scorer over here at Jackson. Jackson is led by, there's 4 guys. Liddell, Searles, and Bigovich all have 8 points. For the Monroe Bearcats, they are led with by Efton Chisholm with 11 points and Jacob Lincoln right behind them with 10 points. The key I talked about right before half was that free throw shooting for Monroe. They are 10 of 12 at the half, which is a great 83.3 percentage. And then Jackson, 10 of 16, so they've had a couple more opportunities. They're equal, but Monroe's really capitalizing on their when they go to the stripe.
But we'll see what happens as they were counting down to the end of the halftime here. 37-30. Jackson jumped up by 6 points in the early going. Monroe came back to take the lead. We had 5 lead changes in that first half, a couple of ties, and Jackson now equaling their biggest lead of 7 points, and that's what they have right now. We're getting set for the second half to get underway. The officials are back and ready to go. Aaron Keller, Steve Allison, and John Leander. We mentioned Jackson's only losses were early in the season, losing to Marysville Pilchuck, losing to Meadowdale, and was lost back in December 28th to Central Valley 71-62. So they have ripped off, well, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins in a row and 10-0 in conference play. So here we go. Alternating possession goes to Jackson. They'll start. They'll be in the white uniforms, moving to our right. And we are back underway here at Jackson. And that's Searles. Now top of the key, Korab. Back to Searles again. Jalen Searles wearing number 3. That was Capone. Back to Korab again, to Liddell. Everybody touching it. The shot clock is not running. Now it's finally down. Yeah, they kind of got a freebie there because I just looked up and it was at 35. So they were a little bit of sleep at the switch here. But Jackson's just going to keep on possessing it as they get the ball right back. Little pull-up jumper that won't go. The shot by Korab and the rebound grabbed down by Jacob Lincoln. And now it's Monroe basketball in the black uniforms with orange numbers, and we going down underneath. That's going to be Efton Chisholm the third. Comes away with nothing.
Same play Coach Williams drew up at the beginning of the second quarter.
And they're going to call a block.
It is a charge.
They're going to call a charge. Okay, they will call a charge there. So Searles went airborne, but he took one of the guys in black with him. 37-30 the score remains. Baseline out of bounds for Monroe. Kind of a full court pressure. They're just kind of matching up in the back court.
Exactly, trying to see if there's any sort of bad pass on the inbounds.
How about a bad dribble and then a steal by Liddell to Searles. Korab spins through, goes down low to Capone with the bucket. Just about everybody touched it there, and Capone was the recipient of the last pass and the bucket, and the lead is 9 points for Jackson, their biggest lead of the game.
Some unselfishness by Korab right there, too, feeding Capone for a nice, easy layup, but Korab could have definitely gotten to the till as well for 2 points in the layup.
That's Rybar. Outside three, a little too offline, no good. Guerra with the miss. Hoiby grabs it. Up the floor to Searles. Searles goes in. He kind of goes airborne. Not sure he was going for the windmill or what he was going for, but he kind of awkwardly landed, and he will go to the free throw line.
Another chance, or a look at that athleticism right there, too. It looked like he could maybe get that dunk in, but just saw like the wingspan. It was like he was taking flight 3, taking off down here on the Jackson side.
You know, the FAA, the flight controllers are going back to work now as of today, so
it all comes together.
It all comes together.
Do you think in the back of their head, like Searles, do you think he kind of keeps in the back of his head about Raekwon doing all his dunks? Sure. He's like,
you bet. You bet. Because they're watching on STSPN.com.
That's
exactly.
Right.
See, what did he do tonight? 39-30, the score remains after a couple of missed free throws. Efton Chisholm with the basketball. As they work it around.
Hoiby's just face guarding him. He's not even looking at the ball. He's just looking to see where Chisholm is.
Yeah. Take the guy out of the game if you can. McLean Thompson down to 10 to shoot. The runner won't go. The ball went out of bounds. Last touch by Monroe. And it'll be Jackson basketball.
Gotta love crazy costume night, Tom.
Crazy costume night at Jackson High School in Mill Creek. Hoiby with the basketball for the Timberwolves. Korab, Searles. Now Liddell dump it down low. Capone off the window and in. Get it to the big guy. It's been basketball 101 since whenever Abner Doubleday. No, it wasn't Abner Doubleday. Naismith.
Yeah, Naismith. Abner Doubleday. It's crazy. Jackson has 3 guys out there that are 6'5 plus, and Monroe got a couple guys that are 6'2, maybe 6'3. But I like the play of Korab right there. Just really smooth, and as only a sophomore too. I could see the potentials right there.
Chisholm goes to the free throw line. The foul is going to be called on Joe Capone. That's his 4th personal foul. So he's going to exit. And Kyle Bigovich will enter. The lead is 11 for Jackson, so they're kind of slowly pulling away here. Chisholm hits that free throw. Lead is 10. Hoiby brings it up. Korab with it. Swings it over to Bigovic. To Searles. He kind of dumps it down to Korab for the lay-in. Now they're kind of fully in sync now.
I mentioned it a little bit earlier. I think we were off air. I said the third quarter is a big one coming out of halftime with Monroe. I mean, Chisholm's played basically the entire first half. A lot of these guys have played the first half, and this is where the energy can slowly dim and that depth of Jackson's going to take off.
And Rybar there kind of loses concentration and double dribbles. So Jackson will take advantage of the turnover. They'll have the basketball, leading by a dozen. Liddell to Hoiby. He kind of directs traffic down to Bigovic, back out to Searles. They'll just use some time here. Long, outside, Hoiby, three, and down it goes. Wow, that was an NBA three, too.
It was, he kind of has the catapult. He had that thing stuck right behind his head and just shot it up. But, hey, if it goes in there, it goes in.
Lead is 15. There's Chisholm. Nice physical move right there for Efton Chisholm III with the bucket.
Nifty move right there, Tom. Very nifty move. I definitely couldn't have made that.
No. Korab. Hoiby. Can he do another one? He likes that howitzer kind of move, but Searles grabbed the rebound. Korab went down. Searles says, I'll take it. Off the miss. And it's 48-33.
I think it's just the law of physics. You know, if you have to push on somebody that's, you know, half again your size for half a game, you know, it tires you out.
There's Chisholm. Nice pass there. Beautiful pass by Jacob Lincoln to Efton Chisholm III with the bucket.
And that was one of the times where Hoiby was face guarding. He couldn't see where the ball is. It's usually ball you man when you're playing defense, but
that's Bigovic with the bucket for Jackson. Here's Monroe with it. We're getting the "we can't hear you" from the Jackson fans to the 17
over
fans?
Under 16 and a half, yeah, around there.
For Monroe, who've made the trip out here to Mill Creek. And as we discovered last year, there's no direct route from Monroe to Mill Creek.
There is not one. We were pushing our luck at the 6:50, or what was it, 7:13, 2 minutes before the game started to get here on time. To see, it was Kamiak Monroe, Colby Kyle.
Yep. Who took his talents to Princeton, but is out this year with an injury. They're going to call off the foul Bigovic. I don't think he even knew Rybar was there. Blake Rybar and Efton Chisholm, we saw them on the football field.
Rybar just took the charge right there. If you're 6'6" and you're going to come right down, I'm just going to take the charge.
Yeah, but look at his shoes and his socks kind of blend. They look like combat boots.
I like it.
Lead is 15. 2.5 to play, third quarter. Chisholm changes direction. Put it up, won't go. Bigovic had it. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Monroe. And Jackson will keep it. Ben Olsen looking over for some instruction from the coaches for kind of not paying attention. What do you want me to do? Just run the offense. You know what to do. The quarterback on the football field as well. They just work the perimeter. Look for Korab. Back to Hahn. Korab open. Won't go. Liddell grabs it. So a reload here. And Hahn says, I'll try that three. And I'll put it down. And the lead is now 18 points, 53-35. Minute 40 to go. Bodies on the floor. Hahn went down. Outside three by Guerra won't go. Bigovic keeps it alive. Kind of a high bounce, and it goes to Olsen. No look pass. Who's got it? Well, it's going to go back the other way. It's going to be grabbed by McLean Thompson for Monroe. The Bearcats with the basketball. Guerra. Rybar. Thompson outside three. Airballs it. Airmails it down. And Olsen takes it. Looking up floor. Looking. Finds Searles. Check it. Liddell. Liddell again gets it back. Down it goes.
That 7-point lead at the half grew to 21 very quickly there, Tom.
Yeah, a 21-point lead. Here is Chisholm, and one for Efton Chisholm III. Got fouled on the way in.
I'm impressed with Chisholm. You don't really see a D1 who has an offer from Eastern for football. I mean, for basketball, man, he's out there giving it his all, and he's really athletic, and I know he's a baseball player too as well. So it's always great to see the guys still playing the 3 sports and not really focusing on one.
It's not and one. They call the foul after, or way before, I guess. There's Rybar with a 3. And Aaron Keller is talking to the coaches for the Bearcats coming by, and they go, yeah, okay. So Olsen, Liddell, about 4-second differential between shot clock and game clock. 16 to shoot, 20 on the game. Third quarter. Liddell, 10 to shoot. Olsen, 6 to shoot. Dribbles in, scoop lay in, no good. Who's got it? Bigovich back up, it won't go. Quickly down the floor to Chisholm, goes in for the lay in, it's good. At the horn, that's the end of the third quarter. Our score, the Jackson Timberwolves 56, the Monroe Bearcats 40. Back with the fourth and final quarter at Jackson High School right after this timeout. We ready? Are we on? We ready to go? Here we go. Fourth quarter. Underway. You're not going to win many games if you're outscored in the third quarter 19-10, and that's what happened in that quarter. Monroe with it. Guerra, long outside 3, and it rattles and goes. Matthias Guerra, the 5'10 sophomore, with that 3.
Monroe on a nice 8-0 run. They're down by 21, down by 13. They're not giving up right yet. There's still 7:30 to play left here in the fourth.
In the corner, that's Searles. The turnaround jumper won't go. Back up by Hahn, it won't go either. And the rebound's going to be grabbed down by Florney. Jalen Flournoy, the mysterious man in the number 4, listed as number 30 in your program. Guerra with the basketball. 13-point lead for Jackson on their home floor, looking for their 11th win in conference play against no losses. Foul underneath. And it'll be on Efton Chisholm. Oh, excuse me. It'll be on Kevin Hahn. Hahn, the 5'11 senior for the Timberwolves, picks up his first personal foul and the 5th team foul. And that's Chisholm with the basketball. Looks for a double screen. He'll shoot a 3. Shorts it a little bit. Back up. No, can't find space. Flournoy can't find space. Gets a couple of opportunities there, but he's in amongst the trees. And the ball went out of bounds, and say last touch by Monroe. It'll be Jackson ball.
Not very often you see a double screen out for a player. Well, you see it, but it means I think Mr. Chisholm is going to score right here. That he's going to have the opportunity to go. Go for it, Efton. Go get us a bucket.
And they came away with none, so Jackson will have it. Bigovich off the glass and in. He likes that window. It's back to a 15-point lead at 58-43. It was 21 at one point. Guerra. Olsen's out on him. Chisholm looking over to the sideline. Ben Williams, the head coach of the Monroe Bearcats. Rybar to Flournoy. Back to the basket, the low block. Back out. Blocked there by Searles. He didn't even have a chance. Lincoln put up the shot, and Searles was right there to just swat it. He's got it now. Nope, it's going to be taken back by Guerra. Flournoy for 3, no. Searles. Well, I thought maybe he'd split the defense and go in and do a windmill, but he didn't.
We only can hope, Tom.
Missed by Olsen. Grabbed there by Efton Chisholm III, who directs a little bit of traffic. 5:20 to play in the game. The lead is 58-43 with Guerra's 3-ball outside that won't go. Searles grabs another rebound for Jackson.
Jackson being so long, Guerra's had to take some of those shots from the green line, the volleyball line over here, past NBA range.
Bigovich gets fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. And the foul is going to be called on Jacob Lincoln. The 6'3" sophomore picks up his third personal foul, the third team foul on Monroe, and Kyle Bigovich will be at the free throw line. First one's good. Rybar will sit. And Blake Fodge in. Korab and Hoiby will come in for Olsen and Hahn, who sit. And Bigovich is going to come out. I think there's a guy down there that's going to come in front of the bench after the shot. Not yet, as he missed it. Probably wasn't going to work anyway, the pass by Guerra.
I couldn't say it better myself.
That was a lot of body to try to put it through. Not around or over, but through.
Especially with the length.
Korab is right there for Jackson.
Korab is just so smooth with the ball. And that lefty, almost not jump hook, but little set shot right there. A lot of potential there in the sophomore.
Flournoy to Fodge to Guerra. Flournoy again. No. Outside three won't go. Then they're going to say the ball went out of bounds. I thought maybe they're going to get Fodge for a foul because he was kind of chasing the ball as Bigovich was just protecting it. Capone back in. He's playing with 4 personal fouls. And here comes Jackson. Liddell, Hoiby, Capone, Searles. Won't go. Chisholm high in the air, grabs the rebound for the Bearcats.
I think Jackson's getting a good shot every single time down the floor. It's whether it's a layup or even a three-pointer right there. Their looks are always just so nice.
Near steal by Korab. Corner three won't go for Flournoy.
He was in the JV game earlier today.
Yep.
Love seeing them move up to varsity, swing on up, and get some PT.
Hoiby in the corner, then give it over to Searles. Traveled with the ball as soon as he got it. So the turnover gives it back to Monroe with 3:44 to go. And now Dylan Gendron checks back in for the Bearcats. Rybar's back out there too.
Jackson's pressuring the inbounds pass, but as soon as they catch it, boom, right there, they go right back on defense.
And Chisholm can't hit the lay-in. Capone grabs the rebound. Searles up the floor. 2-ball that won't go. And Rybar grabs the board. Looking underneath. Fodge. Kind of got double teamed there, but he kind of split the defense and put it up and in. And 3:14 to go in the basketball game. 61-45 is the score. Capone. Liddell won't go. And a push off the foul, or off the rebound. And it'll be Korab will pick up the foul for the Jackson Timberwolves. Carter Korab, the 6'5" sophomore. That's his third personal. Guerra. Looking for a screen. Instead he relinquishes the basketball to Christian Liddell. And then he commits the foul. So the turnover and the foul.
And that's a tough angle for the official to call when you're running down the floor, because these high school kids, they're not exactly slow getting down the floor.
So it'll be out of bounds at the baseline. That's only the fourth team foul. Second personal on Matthias Guerra. Capone on the inbounds. 2:45 to play. Hoiby elevates, puts it up. Rybar grabs the rebound. To Fodge, to Chisholm. Thought he was going up with a three. Instead, he dribbles into the paint, and they'll kick it back out. Fodge has it again. Chisholm again. Measures for a three. Doesn't. Behind the back dribble. Puts it up with the right hand. No, it won't go. Fodge back up with a hook shot. It's up and in. Offensive rebound and the hook shot there good for Fodge. And it's 61-47. Hoiby to Capone, leaned into one that won't go. Rybar with the rebound. Quick outlet pass to Guerra. Goes in for the lay-in. Short-armed it, no good. Kept alive by Chisholm, but grabbed by Liddell to Searles. He'll wait for his teammates to join him in front court.
Good play by Searles to hold it back. A couple minutes ago, he drove down the floor and took kind of a step in front of the three-point jumper. I know Coach is not going to like that in preview. That's not a very high percentage shot.
Hoiby puts up an outside three ball, and I think Mr. Capone just committed number 5. He went over the back trying to grab the rebound off the miss, and that's his 5th personal foul. Steve Johnson just kind of leans back. Yeah, you go. Isaac Grayson will check in.
You know, he's a big boy.
Capone's a big kid.
He is. He's bulky. He's got some muscle on him.
And he just fouled out.
Use it to his advantage.
Fodge missed the free throw, and Korab grabs the rebound. Foul line jumper by Korab is there. And a quick timeout called here by Jackson. We'll step aside. 1:27 to go in the regulation time. 63-47. Timberwolves with a lead over the Bearcats. Back with the final 1:27 right after this.
Do you know how I've been wanting to buy this truck and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership? Well, Rairdens of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go. It looks like it's here right now. I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Rairdens of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Rairdens of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
So the early returns are in for our player of the game. A couple of the guys have had it a few times. Ben Olsen, I know, but you like Connor Korab, right?
Oh, yeah. Mr. Korab, just very smooth with his game. He's got about 6-8 points. Great rebounding. Just does a little bit of everything for the sophomore. And also, we talked about Tom, just great energy out on the floor for our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game.
So the starters have gone to the bench, going with all new white shirts out there for Jackson. Efton Chisholm, the third, is at the free throw line. First one is good. In the game that you thought maybe would be a blowout, I mean, it's going to end up being in the 15 to 20 range. But I thought Monroe gave him a pretty good tussle.
Exactly. I mean, it was only down by 7.5 of that third quarter. Jackson came out and showed why they are 10-0 in West Coast play.
So the Timberwolves will move it around here, the final minute or so of the ball game. Cooper Smith with it. Goes to Case Matter. And now Bryston Galbert. Turnaround. 3 ball that won't go, missed by Sysom. Another outside 3 ball that won't go, but they can say no, it's too late. Too late after the shot clock. Now the officials are talking it over. I think Aaron Keller thinks that it's good. We're going to count the back.
We might as well.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys playing in JV earlier today. Get him the points. Get him in the paper.
They're over talking to Ben Williams, and I think he's kind of saying, yeah, we just want to warm up the bus and go home. We still want to try to make the playoffs. We got a game next Wednesday. He's kind of smiling about it.
And Monroe, when you have EC3 out there, they have those 3 nice games too against kind of the bottom half of the division. I'd love to see them play as the West Coast 5 seed, you never know who you're going to match up with. And like I've mentioned before, it's all about getting hot at the right time.
Well, you got to get the invitation to the dance.
Exactly. See, I usually just break it on my own. That's usually my own personal opinion. Just show up. What's going to happen?
Then you worry about whether the pretty girl's going to dance with you. But you got to get into the door first. And we've seen teams, Western Conference teams, that get hot at the right time. Long outside shot won't go. And the rebound's going to be grabbed down by the Timberwolves. Cooper Smith, 25 seconds to go. So the shot clock is dead. They can work it around. 65-48 the score. And we're going to talk with Carter Korab. For one thing, we're going to get the pronunciation of his name. Whether it's Korab or Korab.
I thought it was Korab. It kind of sounds the same.
Yeah. So that will be that. And the Jackson Timberwolves will win it 65-48. 65-48 the final score. And so the Jackson Timberwolves go to 11-0 in league play, and they will improve now to 14-3 overall. The Bearcats drop to 3-8 in league play. They'll go to 4-13 overall. I kind of like Monroe.
I do. They're a scrappy bunch, and when you have a star player like Efton Chisholm, but I know a couple of those guys, Guerra and McLean Thompson, they can go off, and I like the play of our guy, the post. They had 35, Jacob Lincoln. He had 10 points going into the first half, too, or going after halftime. So I think there's definitely some potential there, especially to make a run or at least win those last few games to make the playoffs.
So they're going to bring Carter Korab over here, and we're going to get him wired up for sound, and we'll talk to our player of the game from Adrenaline Fundraising, and we'll get him all wired up and get his microphone turned on. Are you there?
Good, yeah.
You can hear us? You can hear us?
I hear you.
Hey, good game.
Thank you.
Did you have fun there?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Question number 1, Korab or Korab?
It's Korab. Core is in your abs.
There you go.
There you go.
It's a fitness term.
Yeah,
we missed on that one.
Yeah.
We missed on that one.
Yeah.
What's it like, actually? I know Monroe, great game here today. How hard was it not to look for the Wednesday game, Glacier Peak, going for number 1 in Westco? Was that tough?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we haven't leaned forward in that game, but Coach Johnson just told us, we're taking it one game at a time, and we have to focus on each game to be able to keep winning.
Well, and then you guys kind of jumped out on them, and then Monroe, they're pretty scrappy, aren't they? They kind of came back and said, hey, we're not going to just go away. You guys kind of got them in the second half.
Yeah, we kind of got in a groove, and we found each other, and were able to score a lot more.
You're a sophomore on the team. What's it like playing with the guys that are a little bit older to you, whether it's Liddell and Olsen? What have those guys been like to you as older figures?
I mean, they've been great role models for me. I mean, I'm learning a lot from them, and I've been able to take a lot of that stuff and like that Christian and Ben have taught me and added to my game.
Well, good job.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Go get them next week. A big game, right? You bet. There you go. Carter Korab, the forward here. We're going to get a picture of him as well. Our player of the game for tonight's win. 65-48 the final. Jackson over Monroe. We're going to see if we can get some final numbers here before we step away and get the final scoring of the ball game. Oh, it's going to be, I think it's on its way. By magic of telecommunications, we should be getting all the stats here, our leading scorers. And we're going to fill here until we get it.
We're texting the guy that's about 4 feet away, but it's so much easier this way. We can stay here. We can stay consistent with our talk, and ultimately, hopefully, going to see the story here.
Well, and we're going to see him on next Wednesday night. Glacier Peak has got something they need to prove against the Jackson Timberwolves.
What I like is so much senior leadership and juniors that have a lot of playing time that they're going to go out there. It's going to be, I know, it's just going to be a great game, and Glacier Peak came back when they were here at Jackson last time to only lose by a few points when they were down by 15, but I know the place is going to be electric, and of course we're trying to think of rivalry names because these teams are so close apart, and I can't wait to get out there next Wednesday.
So that is it, the final score here from Jackson High School. The Jackson Timberwolves 65, the Monroe Bearcats 48. For Alex Clausius and Todd Elvig, I'm Tom Lafferty. Thanks for being with us. And you've been watching Western Conference 4A basketball right here on STSPN.com. Good night.